Won a lot of face-offs. He did a great job.
Hair looks good too. Yeah.
Yeah. So is he still living? He's still full-time Floridian down there?
Is he not AVP or something there?
I think he's I think he's a special advisor to the Panthers, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, it looks good. You guys look good there.
Peter Worrell sniping goals left and right. It was really impressive.
Oh my God.
Really impressive. Yeah.
And who's front row center with the beard matching the uniform there? With Santa?
You know that person. Don't you know that guy?
Oh dear. I'm trying to
played for the Flames.
Smart.
He's a Swedish defenseman, played for the Flames at the end of my
career.
Oh,
that's Bubba? No way.
Really?
Yeah, Anders Eriksson. Absolutely.
I would have picked him out of a line. With that.
Yeah, there was somebody who was tweeting the game. Roberto Luongo taking the opening face-off. Randy Moeller doing interviews with the alumni.
Yes.
Alumni scored while he was talking to Keith Yandel. 1-0 NHL. David Booth ties it. Now it's 4-1. Now it's 5-1. Brian Boyle, backhand goal. Worrell 5-3. Booth again. Worrell has 2. It's a hattie for Booth. Boiler has 2. He was very excited.
This had a lead.
Oh yeah. Peter Worrell hat trick. Helmets go flying off the bench. The game is tied at 9. The fans are chanting, "We want 10." Now it's tied at 10. Patrick Marleau drew a penalty and tried to keep the puck in his stick while twirling it in the air on the penalty shot. He was unsuccessful. We just had Roberto Luongo scored, so there you go. It was sounds like it was a hell of a time.
It was a bigger deal than I had imagined when I saw the lineup. But yeah, there was lots of people. They had outside was all set up with festivities and food trucks and all kinds of stuff. People actually came to watch. Some big names actually cruising around. Johnny Van Beesbrook was here. Chelios, Paul Coffey. A lot of old hacks coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah, those slugs like Chelios and Chelios and Coffee. Yeah, they didn't decide to play though. They were just hanging out.
I think they're doing. I think they get a little nicer gig than us bums that went out and played hockey. We're looking for some recognition, and they get it everywhere they go. So I think they're taking some of the big NHL sponsors on a boat trip today, out on the ocean, and kind of do a nice little booze cruise, entertain the folks.
Yeah. So you're on the ice still a fair bit with your kids. So getting the blades on and that's nothing. You did say you didn't have any gear. We see you have gear. Is that some freebie stuff? Is that coming home? Is that making the trip back to Buffalo?
I was planning on filling my bags of sticks and skates and all kinds of gear, and there was no. They were very aware of my plan, and all gear was sequestered at the end of the game, and I had no chance.
Good word.
Yeah, is that an iPad in your boot, sir? No, okay, fair enough.
Was it Roman Hammerlick that always took all the shampoo and soap?
Yeah, who was it that used to rifle all that stuff?
Yeah, the hammer.
Yeah,
the hammer. Absolutely. So
they're ready for you.
It was
so
good.
You get on the ice. You're taking your twirl. There's fans out, and I mean, how did it feel? You haven't played. When's the last time you played, even in an organized setting like that?
I went to Kindersley. No. What's the Lloydminster? 4 or 5 years ago, I think was the last time that I had. And it's weird. Yeah. Like, I don't sharpen my skates. I'm on the ice, and Billy Lindsay, we're sitting beside each other. He's like, I think I'm going to get my skates sharpened. And I'm like, I don't know if that's smart. Like, you're not used to having sharp skates now. Like, but he did it. And he's like, Retro, you're right. There's no way I should have sharpened my skates. He was spinning out, stopping too. Yeah, it was too much. So, well, I'll tell you, it's weird. You get out there and you feel just terrible, and you don't feel like you're, I mean, I used to feel like you just were part of the ice, right? I was never a great skater, but you didn't feel wobbly or kind of shaky on the ice. Felt terrible. But once the competitive juices got flowing, you started to actually dig in and take some strides and turn and try to do stuff that you're hardly capable
Riding a
of doing anymore.
bike. Riding a
Yeah.
bike, Retro. Like your hips must be nice and loose. Those crossovers looked good there. You looked very in control at high speed.
There's not a lot of knee bend. Not a lot of knee bend.
So were there some Harvey tryhards, some shinny dinks out there, maybe trying to dig in, put on a show, or was it?
I would say the NHL team certainly had guys that were more excited to score than the Panthers alumni. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
That's enough. It wasn't bad. But Kasperitis was playing. It's funny, we were in the room before, and guys are like, he may run you. Like, you still might get hit. Like, it's possible that he plays that hard still. It's like, oh, great. But no, it was pretty good. Everyone was pretty good.
Was Nystrom there?
Yeah. Nystrom was here. His old man was here. Actually, Eric just moved down here 4 or 5 months ago. He was in Michigan, and he pulled the plug and moved down to Florida. Says he's loving it. So
it feels like a Rhett Warner 2024 type move, doesn't it? Just cancel
the colder
winter and
northern reaches of the U.S.
Tax-free Florida. I feel like that's in your future, Rhett.
It isn't the worst thing to wake up to this weather all winter and go outside. No, it's really not bad. It's really.
I don't know what you do in the summer, but I know what you would do in the summer. You just come back to Calgary or Canada.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
I think you got it figured.
So what did the only one what did the offspring think of their dad out there?
They had a sign that was a little ignorant. I didn't appreciate. I should have taken a picture of it. It's in the back. Something along the lines of "Don't make my dad turn. He's not very good." Kind of that sort of, kind of smart-assy BS. But actually, my wife said that they were actually pretty excited. I didn't know what to think, but I guess they had a VIP for the families and stuff, so they were all set up and fed and watered and freebies everywhere. So yeah, they were loving it.
VIP at Jampacity. That's pretty.
Yeah, you can't get that. Not everyone gets that.
Penny.
It's impressive. So, Beezer, did you catch up with your old teammate?
I got to say hi to Beezer on the bench just shortly. He was all wiped out. He said he flew in from Switzerland or from overseas just 2 hours before. So he's like, said he didn't feel. He was more than a quart low. He was a little slow and a little tired. So I talked to him for a couple minutes during the game, but didn't get to visit much. No.
Roberto Luongo, Hall of Famer. Must have been
good hair still.
Rubbing elbows with Hall of Famers out there. You're a big deal, buddy.
Lots of big names. Yeah.
BS
with Brian McCabe, the Calgary native. So yeah, it was good. Like, good to see lots of guys. Good guys. Talked with Peter Worrell, who's running the all the hockey stuff basically out of South Florida. So interesting to hear all the BS. But apparently parents are idiots everywhere, and it's not just localized. It's
not in the water.
Widespread.
It's in the humans.
Yeah. So could Marleau still play? Because I feel like he the one that's, well, I guess he and Yandel, maybe even Yandel's closer to.
Yandel played last year at some point, I believe.
He's still in good shape. Yeah.
Yandel's still out there. Who else was good? Booth, I think, is actually still playing over in Europe somewhere, to be quite honest.
Really?
Yeah. So one of the guys is definitely still playing. But
is he the big pothead, or was that someone else in Florida?
Weiss? Stephen Weiss, I think.
Yeah, it might have been
Stephen Weiss. Yeah. That Weiss was
big deal.
Something.
Detroit.
Went to Detroit, signed that big deal, and was a complete flop.
Kenny Holland special.
That was a Kenny Holland special.
And Abdelkader and Weiss. Oof.
And how did Booth get to Vancouver?
That would have been the Luongo trade, or was it the?
Might have been.
They made a couple big deals with him. It wasn't just Lou.
I thought David Booth was going to be a little better than he ended up being. But apparently Summerseggy's a pothead, so I don't know.
No, that was Weiss.
Or deny. There it is.
He is playing in Norway this year, and also somehow got a game in with a team in Jackson Hole, which I didn't even know was a thing. So how about that? Storhamar. That's his team in Norway.
Well, who knew?
Good stuff.
Well, that's good. So how you did you offer to, hey guys, now that we're all going to the big all-star game, I can tag along, I can be part of the festivities. Did you go with the caravan? You're going to stay with all the Paul Coffeys and Chelioses of the world? You're going on that boat trip today?
I asked for a hat, if I could get an all-star hat.
Yeah.
And it was denied. I was denied.
It's a big ask.
It was yeah, I was wondering if I could get a hat for my kids. Well, the store's closed now, but maybe tomorrow it'll be open and you could go buy one tomorrow. Okay.
You could go
thank
buy
you.
one.
Yeah.
That was like Dean trying to get Spotify. It's just not happening.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud.
It's like, I remember this is when the Memorial Cup was in Brandon. Every ex-Wheat King would come out of the woodwork. Hey, talk to Kelly McCrimmon. Hey, Crimmer, hey, how you doing? Good to talk to you. Been a long time. How you? Oh, yeah. You know, thinking of coming out for the Memorial Cup. Just wondering about getting some tickets. Oh, yeah, don't worry. Yeah, just hang on. I'll transfer you here. Beep,
Click.
boop, right to the box office. Hello, Ticketmaster. Hello.
What's your card?
Oh, hey.
Oh, sure, you can get tickets. Absolutely, you can get tickets. Well, that's good, man. I'm glad it went well. I'm happy for your kids, even though they don't get a hat. They got to see their old man. Do you keep the jersey at least?
No, don't get to keep the jersey or anything. They
Has your name on it?
signed it, and I think they auctioned it off.
Already?
I'm sure it'll bring in a lot of money.
I'd think so.
I could probably
Oh,
buy
wow.
that too. Go buy that.
No, so now you got kid hockey, or is that ongoing? Like, what you slide from all-star activities, alumni activities, right into something hockey, right?
Yeah, we got a game here against, I think we play St. Louis here in an hour. So it's going to be a big match. Very highly rated team. I think top 5 in the USA, the squad we're up against. So look out.
Really?
Do you see any kids of former players? Because we see it a lot now. Kids are making the NHL. I mean, do you recognize any names on these other teams that you're playing at this level?
All over, everywhere. Every
Yeah.
team has a guy that you know somewhere. Like even last night, Trevor Daley was playing for the NHL squad, and his kid was here, and they live in Florida, and we've played against them. And yeah, there's kids everywhere. Yeah.
At St. Louis, they had that draft class. Remember, it was Kachuk's year. It was like 7 guys in the first 40 picks from that St. Louis minor hockey program. This ain't just a Midwest place anymore. They're pumping out some talent. Great alumni, lots of former players involved in developing kids.
Well, we're going to do some Ask Rhett while we have you here before the pucks start clanging off the glass there. A couple things before we let you go. So we'll do some Ask Rhett off the top. It's a presentation of Hope Street Rental Property Management. You know the website. It's hopestreet.ca. Really, beyond that, that's all you need to do. You just go to the website, hopestreet.ca. You learn about maybe you're looking to rent, maybe you're looking to rent something. Either way, they connect the renters with the rentees. They take all of the hassle and all of the headaches out of it. The premium rates they take care of all of it for you.
Let's go.
Property Manager of the Year, locations Vancouver, Edmonton, and Calgary. Shaman and his group have that thing humming. hopestreet.ca. You can book your virtual meeting online.
Phil Kessel, what are we doing there?
That's my mailman.
There?
That's the mailman.
Yeah.
That's Jason Jagger, mailman extraordinaire. He
Oh,
does it
name
all.
drop. Yeah.
He's
Jason Jagger.
He's an impressive specimen.
See if we can get his autograph.
He's superstitious, I guess I'll say. So when the boys win, he has to rub his bare belly up against the glass after every victory.
Well, good luck today.
It's nice to see.
Here's hoping that belly gets some glass on it today. That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
HopeStreet.ca.
There it is. Yeah, there it is. Hey, Rhett, what hurts the most today?
Oh,
the low back and the groinal region. I think I never expected to take, really a hard stride, but I got caught a few times where I actually had to almost work at it, and I got out of position. And when you get out of position and you haven't taken a stride, you got to get back. It doesn't take much to. There's some tightness in the legs. There's some tightness, but it's not bad.
How are you after Jasper, Dino? Speaking of which, because you'd been anciently dusted off the skates.
Yeah. Well, I didn't leave the house yesterday, so
that is true.
There's that.
Okay.
What would you have to go through when you were near the end of your career, as far as the pregame prep? Because being around the rink, you would see a lot of guys, it's their knees, they've got those hot compresses wrapped around their midsection and they're doing stretching and they got those foam noodles and they're rolling on these things. What was the procedure for you?
It every year it got added to, that's for sure. And that's funny that you bring it up because I'm sitting beside McCabe and I'm like, so what, when you were done, what was he goes, I went to the gym and my knee popped out and popped back in and I left the gym. I went home, told my wife, that's it. I'm done. But he'd had surgery 3 years in a row or something. He's like, and he said exactly that. He goes, when your routine to get ready for the game takes longer than the game, the writing's on the wall.
So Luongo, who you played with last night, Kevin Woodley of In Goal Magazine would tell us he had like well over a 90-minute routine for morning skate and then would have to do it all again for game day, to the point where you're talking like 3 to 5 hours a day just on a game day to get going, never mind practices. And that it was the immense amount of work and how early he had to be everywhere just to get to a spot where he could play. That was the end for the last couple of years.
Yeah. No, it does. You get so old and decrepit. It takes forever just to get warmed up. I guess that's what happens.
Yeah, I was going to say we're having some fun, but that really is everybody. I know just from being around the Dome, I looked up to remember what team it was. It was Derek Morris with the Phoenix Coyotes, and it was the same thing. He was there. You talk about first bus. These guys are taking cabs before the first bus for morning skate, and then again for the game to get their stretching and all of the treatment that they need to get in. It's not funny, and especially you're growing old and the beating that your body has taken. It takes a long time. I remember watching Kipper. You'd see him on the road when in Edmonton, there really wasn't a dedicated area in that old rink for you to go and do stuff by yourself. Kipper had no choice, just kind of off to the side in the dressing room as the media's doing their things. He's on his foam rollers. He's on going through that whole stretching and everything else. That's the shit you don't see, right? That you have to have that appreciation for, is how much time those high level guys have to put in to remain at that high level. And then he'd go and crush darts and a 6-pack, but whatever.
And he did, and on the road, he never left his room because at night he'd be watching game tapes and stretching. Like it was everyone pokes fun about, he was smoking darts and drinking vodkas and blah blah blah. But there was so much more to Kipper specifically than what people actually know, and what he did to prepare for every game wasn't an easy task.
He's like Gumby. Ooh.
Hey, Retro, when is the Cooking with Rhettster cookbook coming out?
Well, we could throw something together. I don't know. Do cookbooks still sell, or just go on? You just make videos and post them online? People can follow along. I could tweet them out.
I think the FlamesNation channel could host some sort of a Rhett's Oven Mitts segment or something like that.
I always had the idea that we should do a cookbook and then you sell it. Like, it's not a big, sell it for charity. All the proceeds go to charity. There'd be some people who would love to hear about your recipes and the way you cook. Turns out we talk a little bit about food.
Walk with Warner? Is that what we're getting at?
Yeah, that's right.
Do you remember that show?
I see what you're doing.
Walk with Yen.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well done.
Pinder doesn't remember that show.
No.
I did get the walk reference, though. So
he maybe had cable. That would be the thing. He'd have more than 2 or 3 channels to watch.
Have to.
Unlike us. Hey, Rhett. I'm going to the Flames game in New York on the 6th and the game in Detroit on the 9th. Do you think I would get beat up wearing my 04 Warner jersey? Oh, it's from Eric.
No. Not at all. Not at all. Although, well, in New York, they wouldn't know who you are. They'd be like, well, who is this bum?
That's
in Detroit,
Warner,
they might.
Pete Warner.
They're still not going to beat you up. They're still not going to beat you up. You're
Warner?
safe. And you'll have lots of support because there's some dumb dentists going with my brother to Detroit. So you'll be safe and sound with all the dentists.
What's their trip this year?
He's told you already.
Detroit, Buffalo, back to back. Oof. What
Super Bowl in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're coming for wings. afternoon game. I think he's got something else planned, but I'm not allowed to say because it's a surprise.
Oh, booby trap?
Not in Buffalo.
Hey, Rhett, when you weren't at the All-Star game, what was your best trip taken during an All-Star
Ooh.
break?
Yeah, by the way, like lots of guys in Mexico, Bahamas, the Flames wives on social media really just sewering these
We didn't.
cats laying out on the beach.
We didn't get as many days off. Like
That's true.
right? We
These are
really
long
didn't. I
breaks.
think we got.
Yeah.
Yes, they're getting extended breaks, so it was hard to. And then when I was playing here in Florida, it was like, why would you go anywhere? We went to
Yeah.
Vegas one year because we ended in Scottsdale, and so we went to Vegas. That was pretty fun. But our breaks weren't that long, so we typically didn't go anywhere. Like I think I went to one when I was playing in Buffalo. I think I went to Saskatoon and went ice fishing. Does that sound like what you guys are doing?
That'd be the best
Like,
one for sure.
That'd
yeah.
be boozy. Booziest,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
What was the one
Yeah.
when you and the big human were on the boat, and then the bird
that was
came in?
Olympic. That was Olympic break.
Okay.
That was Olympic.
Can you give us that
Yeah.
that story? I don't know why that one makes.
Well, we
it's just a
just-
visual.
Yeah. Those big dumb. Well, they're not
So it's
seagulls.
Jason
What are
Weimer,
those things called?
right? So who?
Yeah.
So who all is on this trip?
Oh, everyone, like half the team. Donovan's, Kobasus, I think Aginlas were there. Tony Amonte was there. Myself, Weimer, Yell. There's a lot of guys. Most of the team went, and we went to Cabo. And we had a big boat rented for one day to go fishing and just cruising, but a big boat, like 80-footer or something, like big. And then we got to the dock that morning. You got to get up early to get on the water, right? And the boat wasn't there. They're like, no, the captain didn't show up. Like, well, this really sucks. We're all tired and grumpy now. And they're like, well, you could take this other boat. And it was more of a luxury cruise boat. So we went out on that, and Donovan got so sick he puked in the toilet, lost his teeth. It was just a disaster. We drank all the booze. It was all gone. But then one of them big dumb birds had landed on the back, and Weimer grabbed it by the beak, and it was trying to flap away, and he's holding on to it. We got a video of it. It was a good trip, but oof, we were hurting when we got off that boat.
I don't know why. It's just I can see Weimer, the big man, grabbing a hold of like a sea. I like to think of it like as a pelican or a toucan or so, something with a big long beak, which it wouldn't be, and then just
Well, it would
flop
be
them
a
and
pelican.
squawk. Yeah. What's that? Was it a pelican?
It was a pelican, yes. Yes. Big,
Really?
dumb pelican.
Huge beak on the pelican.
What's that? How?
Believe it can hold in its beak more than its belly can. Oh.
Something like that.
Can hold in his beak enough for a week, and I don't know how the hell he can. Yeah.
Hey, Rhett, how do NHL players play playoff hockey with broken ribs? As many of us know, including you and Boomer, when you have a broken rib, you can hardly move or breathe. I don't know how they do it. Injections, high-level painkillers, I've always wanted to know. That's from Woody.
Probably a little bit of all of the above, depending on the certain. I don't know if they can inject at all, but I'm sure there would be the odd painkiller of some sort. And I think you underestimate the adrenaline that you get. That's just natural when you get jacked up to play in those games. So that does play into it. But no, you think back on some of the stuff guys play through, and it's staggering because usually those types of injuries, like I think of Regier with a broken foot in that Tampa series, played the last two games. It's like I don't know how he was out there. It's just a little pinky kind of owie. It was snapped. Anyway, guys, tough it out.
The ribs I don't get. Yeah, the ribs I don't understand because you would sneeze and it felt like somebody was taking a javelin and sticking it right through your torso. Just brutal. I don't know how you can take any kind of contact, but yeah, the stories of, I think it was Kevin Lowe had ribs, and I forget what it was the one year. And remember, I forget what event it was. Was it a Royal Rumble when Mick Foley went through the table at the side of the Hell in the Cell. The Undertaker had a broken ankle as he was jumping around there too.
Oh, good.
So
Yeah, that's fun.
tough. Hey, Rhett, before you leave Florida, any must-hit restaurants before you go?
Quite the hit list so far.
I'm going. I didn't get to Shooters like I said the other day. I have to get there twice. It's one of my favorites. You get the boats driving by. The food's phenomenal. So I got to get there twice. That's the only one I've got circled right now.
And this is the sushi, the $500 sushi meal that you teed up yesterday.
Well, yeah, it ends up getting to 500 because my boys start eating it and then they order more and more and more, and oh, it's phenomenal.
Wonder where they get it.
Yeah.
Odd. And this one is from me because I don't know if I know this. I know you love seafood. Lobster, crab legs, scallops, like what's your favorite seafood and what preparation for that seafood?
Would you allow oysters?
Honestly,
sure, yeah.
My wife asked me the other day when we were here. She's like, "What's your favorite seafood?" And honestly, well, it'd be king crab legs, and West Coast salmon. Like, I
thought
love.
Maybe
I mean, we get spoiled because we'd go catch it ourselves and take home a big bucket full. So we get spoiled with that. But I do. I think salmon is as good as it gets.
We got to do that for this damn show, hey?
Yes.
Jim and Bob's Fishing Hut. Let's go. We do. Put me on a different boat if you need to. I was going to say,
the boat, can't.
I'll wear a muzzle. Just let me come, please.
Jesus. Can you imagine him fishing with one of our dads where you're supposed to sit in the boat and shut up and don't make noise? Could you turn off your Bluetooth speaker and shut the hell up, please?
Leave the speaker at the lodge.
He'd be over the side of the boat in 10 minutes flat. Get out.
I was going to say the only saving grace was the threat of tossing him in the water and leaving him there. That might keep him in check.
Hope Street Rental Property Management. You don't need to use your own time finding or managing tenants. You earn premium rental rates. Sleep easy knowing your property's safe and protected. Book a virtual meeting online. Let Hope Street get to work for you today. Canada's Property Manager of the Year. Locations: Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary. Retro the website.
HopeStreet.ca.
There you go.
There you go.
One last thing I wanted to do before we move on or let you go or whatever we got to do, because there were some photos. You saw some photos there from the hockey game last night. Yeah. Time to talk about outdoor dental with Dr. Jay Patel. That's, of course, dentistry with no needles, no drills, no stress. But we're talking about the snoring. There he's sleep apnea, dental emergencies. If the dentist is one of those things that you dread going to, then Outdoor Dental is the solution for you. Outdoor.dental is the website. But we were talking about snoring.
Oh,
we got some photos of you yesterday.
Man, Shoveler is just sewering you. This is unbelievable stuff.
I don't know where that is exactly, but I mean, you can get some bad sunburn. I hope you applied enough suntan lotion there. We got to get you sleeping better, buddy. It might be the apnea.
I can hear that from here. That's horrible.
Right?
Yeah.
It's
really
not nice.
Listen.
Yeah.
My significant other, the shoveler, made me get my own room yesterday.
Oh, when are you coming to see Dr. J?
Come on.
Get the travel shit figured out.
Jay soon. I know. Yeah, you can get your own room.
Either that or you just sleep on the director's chair on the old boardwalk there.
Sounds like she was really really wound up after watching her man on the ice playing the game.
She got the juices flowing too.
Yeah. Get your own room. Beat it. Snoring treatments at Outdoor Dental. It is two treatments, each of them 15 minutes in length. It's the soft palate in the back of your mouth. It tightens it up. It's that kind of gets loose and what contributes to snoring. It's non-surgical. It's pain-free. It's easy. It's the laser treatment. And you start sleeping better. Your spouse, your significant other, they start sleeping better. Your life changes with just two of these treatments. Yeah, you could save. Think of the money you'll save on extra hotel rooms. It's right. Dr. J, it pays for itself, Rhett. It would pay for itself by now. Dr. J knows what he's doing. There you go. Don't be like Rhett. Don't middle of the day and you're just out of gas because you haven't had a good night's sleep. Go and see Dr. J Patel at Outdoor Dental. So your kid hockey the rest of the way back home on Monday, correct?
All right.
Yep. Back home Monday. Yep. I don't know if I'm
All
going to
right.
be excited to leave, though. I'm going to be a little bit, I think it's going to be one of those, really? Buffalo, eh?
I'm sure it's spring there already. Hey,
No,
There's,
it's nasty. It's actually we're lucky because it's been the coldest it's been all winter this week. So we're
right now.
fortunate to be in. Yeah. Yeah.
That is right.
Colder
We
than
had,
Calgary.
one of the bigwigs heading back to Toronto, and he was very worried about the weather after Jasper.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's too bad, Rhett. Hopefully it works out for you. Hopefully
Some
it'll
way,
be okay.
somehow I'll try and land on my feet.
Yeah, that'd be good. Go Junior
All right,
Sabres.
adios.
Good luck to the boy.
See you, buddy.
See ya. There he goes.
Thanks.
There he is. You betcha. The Rhettster out in Florida. Kid hockey, you know, you get more. He'll be more wound up for the kid than he would be for playing his own game. You get more nervous. You get more wound up. Wonder what I haven't been there with him to watch one of his kids' games since he's been older and at this kind of level. I wonder how he handles that.
Well, the anecdotes from a couple of years ago when they were all younger were still a little bit psycho-parenty. So
yelling at the ref, because there's on the bench as a coach or an assistant, and then there's just
punted
parent
from games as a coach, yelling from the stands.
Yeah.
Like he says, once those juices get flowing, you can't turn the competitive off in some of these people.
Yeah.
You see that. You can tell certain guys there's on, off, no middle. If it's like I'm here, it's on.
That's Kasperitis. He doesn't have an off switch. I don't know. We'll do the Pinder report here in a moment. We'll do our Betway bets. No games tonight. We'll take a little bit of look into the future. It's hard. I'll tell you what, when you have a team like Boston that's so far out in front of the pack.
Expanded that lead last night. That was a chance for Toronto to get them back within 9 instead of 13.
Not a lot of value there for the win the division, Stanley Cup, President's Trophy. There's not a whole lot.
Not in Boston.
For the Boston Bruins. But we'll get into that with our Betway bets of the day in just a little bit. We've got our winner of the Montana's gift card, $25 gift card. Another gift card to be given away for Montana's next week. We're going to bump it up a little bit.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. If you're not putting your name down for these things, you're missing out. Like free Montana's?
Yeah. We'll tell you how.
Come on, people.
Coming up. Pinder report. McLeod Law. We talked about them yesterday. They are one of our new sponsors that have come on board. And again, with the injury report, you would think, well, Beatrick, how are we going to talk about injuries? What are we going to do? Even the All-Star game, even the much heralded and ballyhooed All-Star game has its own injuries to deal with. So for McLeod Law, this is the injury report today.
Just a tragic scenario for Team Atlantic, who in the 3-on-3 will be without 2 of their roster players. I just don't even.
Yeah, I know.
Alex Barkov is in. He's subbing in Austin Matthews, who's been out for a bit. He was not in that Toronto game last night. He's missed a few. Also, Rasmus Dahlin does get to go to the All-Star game, having a monster season on the back end, but replaces his fellow teammate, fellow Sabre, Tage Thompson, who was a little dinged up, missed practice earlier this week, and then left last night's game with Carolina in the late stages, screwing my Tuck Tage stack for the Betway. So Tage is not going to go to the All-Star game. Dahlin replaces him. And Chandler Stevenson is in for Matty Beniers. So I don't think there's a Seattle Kraken player that's now attending the All-Star game.
Don't they make them take somebody?
No, because I don't think there's a Canuck either, since Bo Horvat will be playing for the Pacific Division as an Island.
Yeah, blame Bo for getting his ass traded.
I kind of blame the owner, Jimbo.
Yeah, I know. I figured you might.
Old man Rutherford.
Figured you might.
So those are the 4 injuries there. And next week when we do our injury report, we'll have more information on the likes of certainly Chris Tanev. Brett Ritchie, we've heard, is ready to go. We'll have a lineup on Monday to react to on Tuesday to be sure. And we may even have clarity on Oliver Shillington, the club expecting that or was hoping to get that by the end of the month. At least by deadline, they'd want something firm from the defender who's yet to set foot on North American ice this year, still back in his native Sweden. So that's the injury report there. And I just feel for the Atlantic. What are they going to do? These guys are going to be completely just dejected and shattered.
Skills comp.
Two replacements on their team. AP players coming up.
The injury report, a presentation of McLeod Law. They help take the stress off your shoulders. You're not alone. It can be one of those things that's very daunting. You feel like you're up against the world. The personal injury lawyers help you navigate your legal, insurance, and medical claims. Extensive years of experience and understanding will help you. And like I say, take the stress off your shoulders. Peter Klein, give him a call, 403-254-3864. Online, McLeod-law.com is the website.
With a C.
C-L-I-N-E.
Guy that spends all day on his couch watching wrestling. Different guy.
He would have known about The Undertaker with that bad.
Oh, 100%. He probably told you about that.
Because everybody remembers Mick going off the top and then through with the thing. It's Undertaker jumps down through the Hell in the Cell down to the ring. He's got a broken ankle there.
It's got to hurt.
It's the dead man. Guess that's how. Guess he's the dead man. Let's get to the Pinder report. A little quiet, We
got lots of stuff though. It was a big night in Calgary last night. I didn't know that we thought it was going to be one, but as it turned out, it was.
Village Honda, 7663 110th Ave in the Northwest. You're just going to Google it. I know you're going to Google it. You're going to go to the website, villagehonda.com. It's the Northwest Auto Mall. It's your dealership for life.
Hammer that QR code too while you're at it, you creep.
Detailing packages for your car as it warms up. You're going to want a clean car. Get a little messy once you get all that slushing out there. Protect your vehicle from the harsh elements of winter.
Wouldn't you?
Book your detailing package today. Online at villagehonda.com. Here is the Pinder report.
All right. We are officially into the All-Star break because there was 2 games in the NHL last night. They are done, and so is regular season action until Monday night. So let's take a look. Where are we at the break? Here are your top 10 teams by points percentage, courtesy Pierre LeBrun. All right, Bruins surprising no one. That's a considerable gap there. Canes, they've been very good riding that winning streak. That, longest in the league coming into the All-Star break. Devils still hanging around. And, there's 2 more teams in the Atlantic Division at 4 and 5. So 3 of the best teams in hockey in the same division. We're going to get Lightning and Leafs again, aren't we? Round 1.
You're not going to get Leafs Bruins.
And you know what it is? It's beautiful. Everyone whines and moans about it. That's a first-round series I want to watch every minute of.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the problem is you get too many good teams play. Oh, I hate it when good teams play each other. Oh, shit, I'm going to have to watch that. Fuck me. This format. Oh, pardon my French.
You do understand in some cases what they're talking about. You have very good teams that have...
So nobody's cup's being derailed. We just find out who's better sooner. That's all.
I guess, but in a 1 versus 8, 2, 7, there is more incentive. There is potentially more there for a team that finishes 2 or 3.
Correct. There's also
than having to play a
less competitive first-round series. It goes both ways. I would be frustrated if I was a Leafs fan. I also love all those first rounds they played, and they've been massively entertaining. Original 6 matchups or Tampa, Toronto, those have been great. Sorry you haven't won any of them. They're great series. Bad news for the Vegas Golden Knights, seriously bad news. We know they have Jack Eichel. We know they've got a no-name netminder who's been great, who's going to the All-Star game. If you've been here more than 10 minutes, you're on the block if you're not performing. High-priced guys coming in. Mark Stone is the straw that stirs the drink, and he is out indefinitely. A second back surgery in less than 9 months. Now, that's no good at all. Eichel with Stone has been very good this year. Eichel without has been a Jack Eichel light or diet caffeine-free Jack Eichel. Fat-free, I don't know what the analogy is. He's been not nearly as good without Stone. And per Dom, our boy with the probability models, if he's done for the year, which is the assumption at this point, and we don't have a firm timetable, but indefinite doesn't sound like he's back soon, a 12% drop in probability. In fact, dropping below the Flames playoff probability with this news yesterday in his model. Ouch.
Because wasn't it last year where Stone was out indefinitely LTIR to make room for the salary of Jack Eichel? Is there any conspiracy theory out there that this is happening again? Should they have another big name on the trade target?
I haven't heard it. I just think you're worried about a guy having 2 back surgeries in 9 months.
Because I was going to say, if it's that, then you're less worried. If it's if it's real, and I tend to think that it is. That he does
Otherwise-
not strike me as a guy who's just gonna. I'll take 30 games off for.
No, and I think what happens is if you have someone that's going to miss, all the way until April, well, let's stretch it 2 weeks so we can use that cap space. This is a guy you want in your lineup. They're right in the thick of a battle for home ice here.
Yeah.
And, per the model, they're more likely to finish in 3 or 4 in the Pacific than 1 or 2 after this injury. That's not good at all. Another injury we talked about in the injury report for the All-Star game for McLeod Law, it's Tage leaving last night's game, the sniper Thompson. Here's Frank Baum with the latest on it. Not a sense that it's an injury that'll keep him out long-term. Bit of a sigh of relief, but no All-Star, and that's usually what you see. If it's something a guy can play through, but it's not fun, obviously you don't go suit up for All-Star. Get rested, be ready to come back next week. More from Frank in a moment, by the way. How about this for Flames content in a bye week? Milan Lucic not just sunning himself on the Pacific coast of Mexico for this bye week, also made time for John Scott and his tremendous podcast, and was asked, who's the toughest guy in the league? John Scott, by the way, it's his Nation's podcast.
That's right, the Nation Network.
This is
Yeah.
our colleague.
Dropping the gloves.
I feel like you should come on and chat with us sometime.
Subscribe, like, download.
Here's John Scott with Milan.
So that's, and I know a lot of people like to give it to Reeves. And the only reason why I say McDermott over Reeves is because I've never fought Reeves. So that's why I would say McDermott.
Why have you not fought Ryan? What's going on?
We just never have.
Oh, would you entertain that if he said, Milan, let's fight?
I'm not one that usually says no, but
it's not one that says no usually. So the question was, who's the toughest guy in the league right now? If you're 1, who's 2? And he said McDermott, and it's like everyone's waiting for Reeves. And never scrapped. When do they play Minnesota next? Not this month. There's got to be one.
It's interesting because Reeves, you would think between St. Louis and Vegas, Luch has been in the West for a while. There would have been opportunities for it.
It's a month away. So get this. Saturday, March 4, at home to Minnesota. And then 3 days later, Tuesday, March 7, in Minnesota. It's kind of like Probert, and they're switched. Domi's going to fight him in Toronto. Now it's in Detroit. Just put it down in pen, right?
Reeves tough, man.
He's just tough. I'd like to see it because Milan, the one thing about him is like he never seems to be in trouble or, like he's in there. He's willing to take a few, and he just doesn't ever get beaten up. He saws off the odd one, but he usually destroys guys.
I'd be there for a Reeves Lucic. I don't know how well it would go necessarily, but
I'll have to see and find out. No point speculating.
I don't think it'll happen. If it hasn't happened yet, there's probably a mutual respect.
You hear that if you're Ryan Reeves. My goodness.
Maybe.
You got called the second toughest guy in the league. Outrage. He's hot right now.
Yeah. I bet
freaking
he is.
Out. Yeah. Now to Frank Baum. Here's a Frank Baum. Jesse Puljujarvi. Jesse Puljujarvi. Time of the Oilers coming to an end.
Really?
For speculation.
First I've heard of it. Is it not going well for Yessa up there?
Yeah, Yessa Puljujarvi. The question is, what does this deal look like? It certainly feels like since the moment he was drafted, his stock couldn't be lower than right now today, to the point where there's been suggestion the Oilers might have to incentivize another team to take Yessa and his salary. Are you buying or selling that this guy is gonzo by the deadline out of Edmonton?
I don't know. I don't know what. Do they need to get rid of him that badly? I get that it hasn't worked.
Space is probably what they're trying to achieve, right? If you get rid of him, that allows you to do more at the deadline, and they're pretty pinched with the cap. That's my understanding of the situation. Not that they couldn't just throw him in the rafters or whatever, but that money could be spent on an impactful player that could help a weakness of this club, like defense, the blue line.
I don't know why it hasn't worked. He's not the first highly touted, highly drafted prospect to not turn out. But man, he's 6'4", 2, whatever, right shot.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Feel like it's a buy low opportunity.
4 goals in 49 games, and he's had opportunities. And
again, he's missed more than 4 empty nets this year. Yeah.
How much does it have to be? You have to earn prime a prime spot in the lineup, and how much is it they need to get? I don't think it's that he hasn't had the opportunity. I don't get it, and I don't necessarily think it's just an Edmonton thing.
I agree. There's also really strong underlying defensive metrics, and there's been compliments about his defensive play. It's just, I don't know. Everyone's putting up career numbers there, and he can't get to 5 goals.
You know what they need? You know, as Frank had in that tweet, in that Frank bomb.
Frank bomb.
Unlock. What would it take to unlock? There it is.
Unlock.
I wonder, does Daryl Sutter have the key? I've been looking for a right wing, right shot, like size and speed, some potential.
You're telling me there's a highly drafted European that could have a chance to work with this Western Canadian
That's right.
old-fashioned coach?
Sutter's just jingling those keys in his pocket. Just give me a chance. Come on, Tree, get it done.
Feel like it's match made in heaven.
They did the James Neal Lucic.
Oh, they love doing deals. Laddie Schmid, Laddie, your kids. Laddie.
Bring him in.
Yeah.
Bring him in.
All right. Final one from the NHL before we move to a big night in Calgary last night. Andrew Burnett, get a cab. This is so mind-numbing. You know that, what did he make last year? Probably $1 million bucks.
It's stupid. And you know what? He knows it's stupid.
He knows it's stupid. We don't need to tell him it's stupid. It's just, here's a guy that everyone was in his corner 2 days ago. Man, he got screwed by Florida. What are they doing? I look at what Paul Maurice, way worse results. Why did they have to, man, you know who got a rough shake? Andrew Burnett. And now it's like, who wants the PR circus of hiring this guy?
I don't want to go too deep in on Andrew
Sucks.
Burnett, arrested for DUI. I don't know if you mentioned that. Obviously, it shows that on the graphic.
Screen, yeah. DUI in Florida. This is going to hurt his career. Shame.
Dumb.
They're dumb. Last night, Scotiabank Saddledome. The big club might be on bye, but it was a 17,000 plus capacity-ish crowd. They opened the 300s for the below the walkway, not above.
Oh, yeah.
So 17,000 plus for Connor Bedard. Last time you're going to see him for like $20, Dino, I think. And look at this. We had our boy Tan Man in the stands, accredited with a camera. There's a Hawks fan with Bedard written on the jersey. There's a Canucks.
Oh, I was going to say, is that a blast? Like a blast?
No, that's the Canucks skate, I think it is. There's more. Everybody in. And here it is. The U9 Hawks. My little turds. Look at this. Coming out, lining up with the Pats at the blue line. We had Wolverine there with the camera. Look at the crowd.
2 of them are yours.
At least.
So they lined up with the visiting team?
Yes.
What?
Everyone was jacked. And then Connor had to do ceremonial face-off. One of the kids got to hold his stick while he went out there and did the ceremonial face-off. Wolverine was there. Tan Man was there. Huge event, Dino.
Shouldn't the Calgary minor league team be standing with the Calgary team?
There was one of those too. We requested the Pats. It's only time when Connor's gone. We'll be back. Steve Hamilton's going to kill me.
Have the class of a click sandwich.
And you know how these go. Well, first off,
I said don't embarrass us before the puck dropped.
Okay, well, let's go to the Jumbotron then. I wouldn't have embarrassed you there.
You were on the Jumbotron? Of course you were. Wow, of course you were. God damn it.
There was a Ram race, and they needed someone from 104, and I was volunteered. As I drive around.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I don't know how this. Like what? Yeah.
And then while I'm on with
choice
Joe,
did you have?
know, Joe does a great job, the in-house MC.
Yeah.
Our boy. The team now mobs because they see me on the Jumbotron. They all come rushing up, and next thing you know, it's like 20 little weasels and coach on the Jumbotron trying to win a Hitman jersey. Got screwed. 105 got the jersey.
Like, I don't know how it's when every time you leave the house, it's Jumbotrons and high kicks and like
I didn't even look for it. Honestly,
I know.
I got tapped on the shoulder.
It just finds you, right?
It does. I don't know what it is. It finds me.
Looks like you're really no, please, not me. Maybe some other coach from our team here in 104 can do it.
There's
how many of those coaches did you shove down the stairs to get in front of the camera shot?
Listen, once you be out of the hospital today, we're right over there.
I got it. Oh, hi, Joe. Were we doing a contest or something?
Good to see you, Joe. Let's get to the game itself. Connor Bedard was sensational. This game was televised on TSN, coast to coast. And of course, ties the game with 30 seconds left. Off to the shootout they go. There's him in warm up. Good work from Tan Man. Look at in the rafters taking photos.
I don't like that catwalk.
I know you don't. But do you like Tan Man on the catwalk?
Not really. It's scary.
I'm not worried about his health. Look at the content he's getting here.
Yeah,
It's
good.
unbelievable.
It's very good.
And then he actually got a picture of the game-winning shootout goal as well. Look at this. The Habs fans want Bedard too.
Sure they do.
They screwed it all up last year with Slafkovsky. What are you doing? You should have been bad this year, you dopes. I mean, worse this year than you are. And I think we got the game winner on the shoot. There it is. Look at this.
There it is.
Tan Man action shot.
Is that your
Holy-
shot?
Yes.
Wow.
And so you can see the puck is squeaking under the arm there, over the pad, trickles
Is that it
in.
by his heel? Is that?
Yeah, that's the puck right there. And that was your winner. Round 2 of the shootout. He scores. Hitman did not score in all 3 attempts. Bedard, the only goal in the shootout. He was the star of the show, and everyone came what they wanted to see. An incredibly entertaining game, back and forth, lead changes. And the kid who's a superstar, seemingly already, doesn't feel like a tough horse to bet on in terms of him being a superstar at the next level. It just all comes so easily to him. It's crazy.
I saw a tweet from Cami Kepke from Global.
Yep.
And she kind of went through, because it's the swing here. He was in Red Deer, the Pats were in Red Deer, and then they're here just seeing, in this case, it's more than double or triple.
Yeah.
Right. It's
Well,
because you
bigger
have the
building.
capacity.
Yeah.
But it's double, triple the fans that are coming out to watch Bedard on this potentially last
Huge.
swing through. It was a capacity, like standing room only, and more in Red Deer. They're expecting the same thing, I think, for Medicine Hat.
That's probably the
Lethbridge.
rest of the way, to be honest, no matter
Yeah.
where he is. And if you're Regina, that's your last chance as well, until they hold an outdoor game.
He's
with
not the
Chicago
first,
Blackhawks.
right? He's not the first kid to be
Well, he-
highly touted like this, but it's being from Western Canada. Because remember, Ryan Nugent Hopkins went first overall, but it was
wasn't the
different.
same, yeah.
This guy is a superstar, and I'm
He
guessing
kind
this was what McDavid, Crosby was like in that part of
Totally.
the country, right?
Yeah, I think it is kind of the first for that level of star in the WHL.
Yeah.
As weird as
At
that
least
sounds.
in a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I go back, maybe Mike Modano would have been.
But even
a
then, it
big
wasn't
star.
like
You don't
Mike
have the
Modano is
spotlight like
getting the
this.
torch passed from Gretzky. Like, it feels like McDavid will pass the torch to this guy. It
He's
feels like that.
17, and
It's
there's
wild. Look at those numbers.
adult men plastered on the glass holding signs. Like, that's got to be crazy for a 17-year-old to take in process.
90 points, 36 games. Whew.
Yeah.
And they play the shit out of him. It was every
you
other
would.
shift.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, amazing. And good on Calgary. You know, that's an amazing hockey night. No one had to be told that.
Yeah, it's
Boom.
definitely poor taste if you had a minor hockey team in the city and then you came to a Hitman game but stood on the blue line with the opposing team. Would be construed as maybe insulting, but
I mean, you can construe it any way you want.
good on Calgary. Good on.
Future Flame Bedard. Finally, some tragic news, Dean. I know this is close to your heart. This is something we would do on an annual basis. We like looking into the future. Will we have early spring? Will it be late?
Yeah.
They went to check in Quebec today, and the groundhog was dead.
Oh, no. What is that?
I don't know if that means the world's ending. It's apocalypse.
Global
coming.
warming, I guess. Shit,
No,
that's
worse.
not
It's a
good.
volcano. I don't know.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Oh.
dear.
They're not holding up the dead. Is he
I
dead
think
in that
might
photo?
have been a photo when he was live,
Oh,
although he
okay.
does kind of look squinty-eyed there. He looks baked as hell.
R.I.P. Fred Lamarmont.
Fred Lamarmont in Quebec. So you know what you do when something like that happens? It's not scripted. It's not on schedule. They reach in. Is it light? Is it shadow? Is it light? He's dead. They grabbed an 8-year-old, lifted the kid, and apparently it's going to be.
Did he see his shadow?
It's 2 more months away.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. Jeez.
T's and P's, Dean.
T's and P's to Fred
Lamarmont.
Lamarmont.
That's your Pinder report.
Village Honda wants to buy your car, sell it to them, and get paid in 24 hours. No hassle. Get your no obligation appraisal today. And check out the new Passport Trail Sport. Go see the CRV Hybrid. Go and check out the Ridgeline. Unbelievable stuff over at Village Honda. Good people. VillageHonda.com. They are your dealership for life in the Northwest Auto Mall. What do you do?
Fred Lamarmont.
Yeah, what do you do with Fred? You just kind of whisk him out the back door, and like, do
Turn him into a hat.
you find some cremation thing? Like, what do you
I don't know. How do we
dig a hole?
Everyone has different views. Would you like to be burnt or buried whole? Like, what's your deal?
I'm never dying. I'm
Scrapped at sea.
gonna live forever. Gonna live
Right.
forever.
Yeah, I'll take the under on Everett.
You know what? So what it'll be is I'll be sitting here and you'll, I thought the Flames were really good last night. Boom. And I'll be sitting here dead. And then be, oh, this is awkward.
I do like the subheading. He never could have predicted.
He could not have predicted this. There's no predicting that. So stupid.
That's really dumb.
Yeah. So stupid.
All right.
Hey, you know what? Let's give something away. We have been talking about Montana's Barbecue and Bar. They have come up with the comfort menu. They've been trotting out different daily specials. Monday, it's your half-price wings. Last week, a couple weeks ago, they brought out the tacos on Tuesday with the purchase of a beverage, $5 tacos. That's on Tuesdays. Wednesdays, all you can eat ribs. Thursday, Friday, throughout that, they have drink specials, daily specials. And as part of our little agreement with Montana, it's going to give something away. $25 gift card. You can use it on one of those daily deals. Maybe you want to use it just on the on steak, maybe just on ribs, maybe just on that apple crisp. Do whatever you want. $25 gift card. Twitter, the winner coming from Twitter, @Runcy71. So congrats to @Runcy71.
There you go.
We'll be in contact with you to get you that gift card. But next week, another gift card. And you know what we're doing? We're giving it the old $50 gift card. Next
50
week.
now.
$50 gift card. On Monday's show, we'll give you the details. It is social media related. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, that whole thing.
You don't want $50 in Montana's?
You got to follow and do all that thing, but it's totally worth it. Get to Montana's. Come as you are this weekend. Maybe watch the All-Star game. Maybe you got your kids' hockey game, whatever it is. Just get over to Montana's. Find the one nearest you, montanas.ca. Enjoy some of that. The comfort menu, they got the smoky double beef bake.
I got some unfinished business with that comfort menu because I really want to try the mac and cheese. That burger looks unbelievable. We did the dip, but I feel like we've hardly even really scripted. I'm available next week.
I feel like, here's the thing. You can see it there on the screen now. Because it's winter and because it's the comfort menu, a lot of comfort food is very filling. Because I would go in and take a run at that. We did with the spinach dip.
We hit a wall there.
You have a bowl of that pot roast soup. I don't know are you going to really go and take on that Chipotle firecracker burger?
Might sit you down.
The buttermilk fried chicken.
Oh,
I mean, you could take it in a to-go box for sure. That apple crisp.
You found room for the apple crisp.
Yeah, I did.
For that. I was worried about everyone, but then there you were. That final leg.
Some of us make it look easy. Yeah. There you go, everybody. Montana's Barbecue and Bar. We are off tomorrow.
Hey, all right.
So your kids are out of school.
These teachers, they are so
there it is,
dedicated to their craft that they are booking days to just get better at teaching. Imagine if we did that. It was like, you know what? No show tomorrow, Dean. We're going to go to a broadcasting clinic and learn some pointers on how to stop looking like
that's not what we're doing tomorrow. We're going to really brush up on our skills.
Because my kids, it's PE day.
I have a parent teacher interview in the morning. And it's funny how it's going. My oldest is graduating high school. So mom is really tightening the screws there.
Need some grades.
If you want to be doing anything with your life, it's my life, not your life.
My life.
I want your life.
I don't want your life.
You need to, you got to get some marks, son.
Yeah.
Then we'll find out how the daughter is doing tomorrow morning.
That's the interview.
Yeah. We lucked out and got the 8:30 a.m. slot.
Oh, phew. Oh, what a relief.
It's good planning.
I hate to have to wake up early to go to one of these things.
And then there's the middle guy. We've got our work there. We got some challenges.
Yeah.
He's a sharp kid.
Yeah.
But very much like his dad. If he's not really into it, fuck it. I don't know. We're going through the report card the other day. It's like, son, what do we got here? Let's well, you know that I just don't like math. You know, I struggle with math. I just don't like math.
Not feeling it.
Okay. What about science and social studies and English and there's a lot here you don't like. We got to really kind of find a way for you to like some of this stuff.
What I enjoy is, Rhett was talking about you go to Shooters. My kids started and they start ordering more. Like, oh, geez, I don't really get that.
I know,
Your kids struggle with math.
I know.
Heartbreaking
struggling with
to
math.
you especially.
It's weird.
All your gifts somehow skipping a generation.
Yeah. Doesn't mind phys ed. From the looks of it, he's okay there. There's some other things not bad at, but the whole English, science, math,
social studies
part of school.
Don't really like it.
Meh. He's giving it the meh right now. So we got
heavy mess.
We're working out some strategies now as to how we can maybe get.
I'm getting a little
interested
preview here, and I can't wait.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun for me.
How do you see yours going? Because you have two of them, and they're the same, right? They're twin boys.
They're so similar. They're like apples and oranges.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Unabomber is going to be handful.
We'll talk as if Ryan's not here. It is hilarious because he's got the two of them. They're twins, and they're
one's
already how old?
angel.
And
7.5.
And they've been so different for so long already.
Dude, you saw the picture when we had them at like 6 months, and one's just the happy smile, the other one's just like.
That's right. Yeah, the other one's stealing your wallet out of your pocket.
That's right.
It's great. It's great.
Kids, man.
Yeah. I do love seeing you have to deal with it.
I know.
I won't lie. It's that Schadenfreude watching other people suffer.
Yeah. I enjoy with my wife until I realize that it ruins her week, and then I'm like, "Oh, I'm getting the spillage from this. This is horrible."
Yeah. So kid hockey. So what are you having a fun day? Is it family day tomorrow? Gonna make the most
swimming,
of it?
maybe go bowling.
Yeah.
It's warming up. Outdoor rink's in great shape. The boys been taking care of that with a bunch of floods, and then we got early morning practices on Saturday and Sunday to keep me out of the pub. Hopefully.
Yeah. Good luck with all of that.
Yeah.
We'll do our Betway bets in just a moment. Want to set you up if you're looking for some weekend plans. You can always slide by if you're thinking, well, I want to do something different. Maybe I want to do something different. Go out, maybe have it. The Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. You don't necessarily think about it right off the top of your head. We're going to go to the casino, maybe catch a show, maybe have a nice dinner, maybe grab a room, make a weekend out of it, and maybe a little bit of throw in the dice. Maybe you want to play some cards, some slots. All of it at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino on the beautiful FlamesNation, and of course the event center just down the way. They had the Tom Petty tribute show last weekend. They had Street Heart. They've got some things coming up here. I was looking. I told you about Bert Kreischer. That's coming up in March.
This is the guy that goes topless while he does comedy.
It is, yeah.
I feel like this is very up my alley.
His Tops Off World Tour on March 4th. The first show sold out. They have now a matinee show, a 4 p.m. show. But before that, end of this month, this is very much in that I speak this language. Headpins, Lee Aaron, and Toronto, the triple threat there. Mariana's Trench the next night at the event center. They have Muay Thai event coming up in March. They have the Vegas Legends show. There's all George Thorogood and the Destroyers coming up in May.
Comedy, great music, Muay Thai. You kidding me?
There's always something going on. So Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.ca is the website. You want to get tickets to one of the events at the event center, you go through Ticketmaster.ca to do that. But again, what are we going to do tonight? You know what? Let's go play some blackjack.
And I don't want to speak to the school, but there will be some events involving us and watching sports coming up at the Grey Eagle event.
Because we talked about the big football game.
There's more than that.
On the 12th.
There's more than that. When we get the dates hammered down, we want you to join us.
The Grey Eagle.
And pitchers and wings, $12 combined.
Yeah, it's good.
I've got some wings to give away, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Eating's cheating. That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Betway bets of the day. We'll do a couple here and call it a day. So no NHL hockey. We're not betting on the All-Star game. But some futures type stuff.
How much of a degenerate would you have to be to gamble on the All-Star game 3-on-3?
They'd have the bets, right?
They probably will tomorrow. And I mean,
if they do it for anthem length and coin flips, they would for the All-Star. Anyway, this is kind of future stuff. Divisional winners for the end of the year. We talked earlier in the show to go Boston. There's no value in them for the President's Trophy.
Billion.
It's a lot.
Oh.
So a couple of reaches here in the Central. Yeah. Dallas is leading. Then it's Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Colorado's still down in a wild card. But I'll take the plus 325 to see if they can get healthy and make up that point differential.
Do you see my face right here? I'll never, ever be disappointed in you betting on Colorado. Okay?
Okay.
Anytime you want, I got your back.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Look at that.
Because you want them to lose?
Have you seen them rolling?
Yeah.
Like they're going to get healthier. They steamroll teams when they're right. I don't think that's a bad bet at all. I like
They're
it. Big
9
number.
back of Dallas for top spot with 3 games in hand. They got 4 games in hand on Winnipeg.
Jeez,
So,
3 games in hand on Dallas?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
There you go. The other one, Pacific Division. I'm going to say that the Kraken hang on and win this thing. Plus 162. I looked around here. The LA Kings are second. Their goal plus minus is minus 10.
They're a mirage. Get out of here, LA.
They're the only team right now in a playoff, in either side, East or West, that has a negative plus minus. They're 10 under. So I don't think it's them. I'm not sure about Vegas. Obviously, they're very good, but and I just don't. The Oilers might, Oilers are 3 points back, but I'm going to say the Kraken have a little bit better goaltending. Kraken win the division plus 162 as we sit here today.
With you on the Kraken. I'm going there as well for the Pacific Division. And
really,
I'm going to go a little elsewhere because I love the number on Colorado. But I mean, Dallas is basically even money. And I love a lot about that team. Great blue line, great forward depth. Ottinger when it matters. They're humming. So I'll take that almost even money, minus 116 for the Stars to stay where they are.
They're 1 up on Winnipeg. Boy, it's a bit of a drop there, even to third place with Minnesota, right?
Wild have had a tough
66, 65, 58.
The Wild did the old Southeast Division swing, and we saw the Flames and Oilers go through it earlier this year. Carolina and then the 2 Florida teams, LLL. Yeah, I'll hurt.
I like that goaltender in Dallas, man.
Yeah, he's good. Why didn't someone offer sheet him? I always thought that was the move.
Yeah, they don't
so
do it.
afraid of that
it's
shit.
so, but it's a bunch of draft picks, draft
Who
capital.
cares?
Yeah, but I mean, it's depending on.
We got a great goalie in his prime, and he's only in his mid-20s.
But we're
picking 28th. Oh no!
But what I found is that goalies can be unpredictable. It's kind of hard to figure them out. Yeah, kind of like witchcraft or something.
It was tough to watch that series and think that this guy couldn't be at least a Vezina type candidate on an annual basis, but it was just a series, right?
Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah,
they look good. That's going to do it for the program today. We're back next week. Flames Monday.
Rangers
against the New York Rangers.
You'll see the Rangers and the Wings twice in the 2 weeks coming out of the All-Star. 1 at home, 1 away for both. And they start with 4 on the road. You tell me how many playoff teams are playing on this roadie, Dean. Rangers, Wings, Sabres, Sens.
1.
Looks like 1. I don't know. There's a lot of easy games in there. I think Buffalo's a tough team right now. Ottawa's starting to get a little bit of swagger. Alex, tuck it under your belt. And I don't know, Detroit's, when they're right, they're not easy either, but 1 playoff team probably.
If you subscribe to the notion, if you believe that the Flames can turn this thing around, it has to start right out of the chute.
Yeah.
As you said, Rangers, Wings, Buffalo, Ottawa.
And I will be very, very keenly interested on who Daryl starts on Broadway on Monday, first game back in net.
It's a long break. Markstrom didn't play the last one before the break. And then it's 2 days off before Detroit on Thursday.
Markstrom's last appearance was that loss to Chicago. Now, there wasn't a lot of help in front of him, but Vladar was pretty damn good in Seattle.
So that would be a 2-week exact break if Markstrom doesn't go in that first one back against the Rangers and starts.
And again,
Detroit.
Vladar tied with Vernon and one other Flames netminder for longest.
Hey, you don't have to convince me. There's nothing about Vladar that I haven't liked.
I know, it's because Daryl watches. That's why I'm doing it here. I know you know.
Hey, Daryl.
Yes.
He's thinking you should start Vladar.
So is he.
Yeah, so am I.
Everyone.
But he's played him more than we thought.
Yes. 2 stretches now where it feels like it's 7 out of 10-ish this season. I'll take a 3rd place.
Let's have a weekend, everybody. Thanks to everybody, all of the sponsors, all of our clients, all of our partners for being a part of what we do here.
Thanks to our fellows for supporting our sponsors too. That's a big part of this.
We've had a lot of meetings with potential clients, current clients, and they all kind of come away saying, "Yeah, there's been really good support," and we don't really know what to say other than, "Yeah, the listeners, the viewers, our guys, our people." have been so good in supporting us and supporting sponsors over the years. It's continued and maybe gotten stronger, and we thank you for that, because we need it now more than ever. This is kind of our own little thing that we're doing here. But Justin at Vita Nova and Serge at Tower and Anthony at Honda, they all, we had some people in here talking and looking, and we appreciate it. We love you for it, and we have, as you said, we have a lot of exciting and fun things on the way here. February, short month, busy month, exciting month. We got a lot of cool stuff coming.
I don't want to scare you, but when we get back, 8 days till Valentine's Day. Speaking of Justin.
Vita Nova. VitaNova.com. VitaNova.com.
Figure that out, boys.
Get that in the front of your mind.
Screw that up.
There you go. Have a weather weekend, everybody. We'll see you on Monday. Peace. See you, buddies.
Weather suck.